All right, everybody. Welcome back to our YouTube channel. My name is Paul. I am a PhD student at Yale University and one of the co-hosts on this podcast with Alfred and our dear brother Padmo. In this particular video, I want to talk briefly about the three big why, what questions that every visa officer is going to ask every student who is coming to study in America. There are three big questions that are going to mainly drive the decision that every visa officer will make, right? Before they make a decision as to whether you are approved or denied, these three big questions are going to be the primary determinant. There are other questions that may come outside of these three, but like I often tell my students, they're always going to be just supplementary questions that are either going to confirm a decision that they have already made out of the three questions I'm going to talk about, or decline the decision that they have already made. But what is going to drive them to say, yes, you qualify, or no, you don't qualify, are these three big questions. And number one is why did you choose this program? Number two is why did you choose this school? And number three is what do you want to do with this degree? Right? It can be said in different ways, like why this school, or why did you choose this so and so and so program, and then name the program, or why did you choose this particular school? They named the school, or why did you choose this school? It can be rendered in different ways, but primarily they are the same. Again, the question is, why did you choose this program? Why did you choose this school? And what do you want to do with a degree? Or what are your plans after school? I guarantee you, what you say as a response to any of these questions is going to be one of the biggest driving forces that is going to either allow the visa officer to approve your visa or deny your visa. And so here are four things that I want to share with you, and I have my notes right in front of me here. Four things that I have gathered through years and years of experience talking to students, talking to friends, coaching students like you who is watching me right now. Number one is use your own words. Use your own words. Like I talk to students all the time. And one thing that almost everybody is doing is they're relying on online transcripts, where transcripts are experiences from past visa interviews. They are relying on mock interviews. They are relying on YouTube videos like this one or other ones out there. And they're relying on online blogs. And almost everybody's giving a sample answer, or they're sharing what they actually said to get the visa approved. And students are reading these transcripts and are thinking that they too need to say those things that they read in the transcript. But I tell you, those are the exact same things that are probably not going to get you the visa that you're looking for. And there's a simple reason behind it. The simple reason is they become over time cliche answers and internet answers and answers that don't mean anything or don't represent your actual story or your actual position on the question that is going to be asked. Think about it this way. If we have about 5,000 people reading the same blog or the same transcript or on the same WhatsApp group or the same Telegram group, and they all saw the same transcript that you read, or they're reading all the bunch of transcript that you're reading, and everybody's saying the same thing. Why did you choose this school? Oh, I chose this school because blah, 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 blah. And then another person says, I chose this school because blah, 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 right? And everybody's repeating the same kind of thing, right? The visa officers are gonna get tired of it, right? If you interview like 300 or 400 people in a single day, and everybody's repeating the same thing they saw on online, or the same video that they watched, the same blog, they're repeating the same kind of words, it becomes a little monotonous and it's not creative. It's hard to tell whether the student really means what they say, and being genuine and being truthful and sticking to your own words is going to make a lot of difference. And for the most part, you don't even need to change the points that you're talking about necessarily, but it's the way you present it. Using your own words makes it fresh, makes it new, makes it genuine, makes it more acceptable and believable than repeating the so-called, cliche words that, everybody says, and phrases that everybody says. Some of the, frequently repeated phrases that people use are really overused, include phrases like, oh, I am going to return back to my home country to take up a job in so and so. That line, to take up a job, is crazily overused. And I don't know why people still keep doing that. Or my uncle is sponsoring me and my uncle is the CEO of it. It's a very, well overused phrase and line, or something like, oh, after my MBA I'm going to be promoted to be in the position of, the idea of a promotion and the idea of taking up jobs, and my uncle, and those kinds of phrases have been so crazily overused such that it means nothing anymore. And the only way to stand out, right? Or one of the best ways to stand out is to not say what you saw in a transcript or in a YouTube video or in a blog, but actually use your own words. Like, really craft your own expression of some of the points that you read or some of the points that you think about. And I'm going to share a few more. Use your own words is my point, right? Number two is think about your own interests. Think about your own interests. This is important, especially for questions like, why did you choose this program? Right? A lot of people struggle with this question because they do not take the time to think about what they themselves are interested in academically and professionally, and what they are looking for in a program that they have applied to. Right? And I understand part of the problem is that people are letting other people do the application for them. Maybe an agent did it for you. Maybe a friend applied for you, and because of that, you yourself didn't go through the labor process. You didn't read the school's website for yourself. You didn't write the statement of purpose for yourself. And so there's very little of your own, interests and your own self represented in your application. And because of that, it's very difficult for people to explain what they are interested in. Sometimes you ask students, what are you interested in? Fine, you said you were a nursing student, but what aspect of nursing are you interested in? Okay, what you want to do with the kind of skill that you're going to be getting from that aspect of nursing that you're going to be focusing on. And they go blank and they think that it's like an outrageous question to ask. It should be very obvious that I'm going to be a nurse and a medic and I'm going to be helping people, but it's not that obvious. I want to know, in your own words, what are your interests? If it's a business degree, okay, what about business are you interested in? Okay. What skills exactly are you going to be getting from this particular program that you're going to be studying? How will that skill translate professionally into a career, right? Think carefully about what exactly you're looking for in a program. Think carefully about what exactly you yourself are interested in and what you want to do. Not what other people have done, not what other people are doing, not what you read online somewhere, but what you really want to do. And I tell you, if you look closely at your own self or inside your own self and you reflect a little bit, it's not that hard to be able to identify something that you're interested in, right? So think about your own interests. That's the stellar way of answering questions like, why did you choose this program? Or why did you choose this school? Or what do you want to do with the degree professionally? The third thing, which I kind of have alluded to already, is focus on being very specific. I cannot emphasize enough how vague answers will get you nowhere. By vague answers, I mean, I chose this school because this school is top ranked of all of the schools that I was interested in. How many schools are not top ranked anyway? Right? In what way is the school top ranked? What about the school makes it top rank? And how is the school being top rank going to affect your own study in that particular school? That's going one step further to being specific, and that's how to get a visa. That's how to answer questions like, why did I choose the school? What do I want to do with the program? Being vague will get you nowhere. Being too broad will get you nowhere, right? I want to study this program because I have been promoted, or I want to study this program because I want to be a manager in this particular school, in this particular company, and so on and so forth. Again, that's too broad. Like, what do managers do? What problems are you going to be solving? What issues are you going to be dealing with? How are you going to be dealing? How do you anticipate doing that? Right? Those kinds of specific things is going to help you stand out than being vague. And these are the things that we share with our students when we meet them one-on-one and we coach them and we help sit with them to think about some of these specific things that is going to help them, be different. If everybody is saying this very broad thing, you need to think about saying this opposite specific thing. And I think that's what is going to help us. So far, what I've talked about is use your own words. Number two, think about your own interests carefully. Number three, focus on being specific, not generic and broad. And the last thing that I want to talk about here, which I think is probably the most important thing, the most important advice that I can give to you as a student, is look beyond your own career, right? Especially if you're coming from anywhere on the African continent, look beyond your own career. I have realized through coaching thousands of people that one of the biggest things that really impresses visa officers is when you want to actually do something with your life and your career that is beyond yourself. That includes your community, it includes your country, it includes people around you, right? Because the point of an education is not to be credentialed. It's not to beef up your profile so that you become a big woman or a big man, just for the sake of being big and being important. No, the point of every good education is to solve a problem, is to fix a certain issue, is to change a certain system, is to transform something, is to improve the way we all live as human beings and as communities. And if you can be able to prove to the visa officer that what you're interested in doing professionally is not just to be promoted, it's not just to become a medic, it's not just to become this for the sake of becoming that thing, but you want to become that thing so that you can change this, so that you can improve that, so that you can tweak a system, so that you can transform something, so that you can change the way we think about issues, so that we can, be something beyond your own self. And I think that's where, the boys are separated from the men and the girls are separated from the women, because everybody is looking for a degree because they are looking for a degree. They are looking for a degree because they want to be respected. They are looking for a degree because they want to be promoted. And for me, my own personal experience, it's not impressive. It's very shallow. And to a good extent, it is even somewhat selfish, And so consider these four things, right? Number one, use your own words, not somebody else's words. Number two, think about your interests very carefully. If you don't have interest, find some. Look for some. Research, read, think, reflect. You will get some. Focus on being very specific, not generic, right? Being very, very specific in the choice of words that you use and the things you want to study and what exactly you want to get out of that. And then look beyond your own career, right? Look beyond your own self, include your country, your people, your community, and so on and so forth. These are the top four most important things that I can share with you as to how to tackle questions like why this program, why this school, why do you need a degree, or what do you need a degree for? If you're interested in talking to any of the team members one-on-one, look in the video description for all of our contact information, and we will see you in another video. Peace out.